So let's talk about Incoterms really quick. We do know that the Incoterms are actually going to change this fall, and then they'll go into force January 1st of 2020. But for now, the most popular Incoterms that we see for U.S. exports to China are on a CFR, CIF basis, and also on a DAP basis.
Yeah, because DAP is very close to DDP, but that's why. Because the reason is the shipment from U.S. China, the U.S. shipper will accept DAP because the China's tax is not very stable, and it's better for the import tax in China to be responsible by the Chinese consignee.
Okay.
So it's very hard to evaluate.
So how does do you guys have a value-added tax, and does that importer get any of that back?
Yeah, it based on the it means HS code. I mean the customer it's code. They have two tax. One is import tax. The other is VAT.
Okay.
And the different products. Maybe here in US you have one HS code, but in China it might be another HS code. The tax might be different. So.
Right. So the taxes for the importer in China are going to be the whatever the duty rate is for that HTS or HS code, and then also a value-added tax.
Yes.
Do the importers, can they get any of that tax money back?
No.
No, okay.
No. In China is encourage export. They will give you some exporters some tax feedback. I mean refund. After you export something, maybe but for import, there will be always tax, especially for some very just like vehicle. If it's bigger, the tax will be bigger. They don't encourage this because they increase the tax.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I have a question that came in. As a U.S. exporter, can I become a foreign importer of record into China and ship DDP? Is that possible?
You can ship in DDP, but there will be.
But it's not recommended.
But yeah,
okay.
It's not, because only the difference about DAP and DP is about tax. The only difference is about tax. The tax is sometimes we are afraid that at the beginning the shipper provides HS code is different as what does the customers think about HS code it is. So there will be effects of the tax radios. There'll be a lot.
Right. Okay. And the most popular Incoterms for importing from China into the USA, and what we see the most and what we suggest importers buy on is ex-works terms and FOB terms. And ex-works terms basically just means that the responsibility starts at the factory.
Yes.
So we'll pick up the goods from the factory and deliver them to your destination in the United States. FOB is from the port. Okay, so DDP is you'll buy the goods all the way to the door with duties paid. So it's delivery, duties paid.
Everything paid. It's just waiting for the shipment. Yeah.
So we suggest importers, especially if you're buying larger shipments, containers at a time, LCL, we suggest that you buy ex-works or FOB. There is one thing that you need to be aware of, especially those importers that are buying off of Alibaba, for example. You need to pay attention to the Incoterms, and you need to pay attention to the destination on those Incoterms. So a lot of times what we'll see and what we get call-ins for is somebody will buy a shipment, it's FOB Shanghai to LA port. However, they're located in Indiana. Well, they don't realize that that shipment's not coming to their destination in Indiana. It's landing in LA, and they still have to pay for the freight from LA to Indiana. Yes. And you have to clear customs and pay your duties and your taxes. And in the product that you bought is now not nearly as cheap as you once thought it was.
Yes.
So we do run into that a lot. So definitely consider the U.S. Customs brokerage charges, the duties and taxes that are owed, and also the destination that is listed on your payment terms to the seller. If it is a smaller item and it's something that you don't really want to deal with the headache of those types of things, and it's going to be a one-time, two-time thing, I suggest that you just buy on DDP terms and let the seller in China take care of the freight for you, because that's what they know. If this is something that you're not well versed in, let them take that headache and pay for it all in one lump sum.
Yeah.
Do you have anything else to add?
Yes, for for the FCL shipment, I mean the container shipment, I would not suggest a DDP.
Oh, yeah.
For the export or FB, both is fine.
Mm-hmm.
And the DDP, actually there is an issue. We don't because the DDP, the shipper has been responsible for everything
Mm-hmm.
to the customer's door and even the taxes.
Mm-hmm.
And there will be for small LCL shipment is fine, but even for bigger, I would suggest because the China, I mean the Chinese shipper just take care about the China part, and the U.S. customer, I would suggest they find a free forwarder. I mean, just like Scarbrough, like
Mm-hmm.
you, to give you the updates and give you the professional advice about the U.S. customer clearance and inland delivery is different. I mean,
Yes.
it's very different.
Yeah. So obviously, if you're importing more than one time in your lifetime, you need to talk to an international freight forwarder or U.S. customs broker to help you through that process. We're the experts. We can tell you what to watch out for. I'm just giving you warnings from a lot of call-ins that we get from people not doing their homework before they buy a product.
Yeah.
Off of Alibaba, for example. But if you're a larger importer, you want to buy on FOB or Exworks terms. I wouldn't ever suggest the DDP.
Yeah, but we have some customers. They send shipment from China to US, and the term is DDP. But most of the consignee will accept the DDP term for the second time because they contact the shipper to ask where is the shipment. The shipper don't know,
Mm-hmm.
and they have to ask the agent. There's another day. But if the other term, you just need to contact with your US local, I mean, for the agent like Scarbrough, they can give you, because you are in the same time zone, and you can give it updates, maybe just 1 minute or 10 minutes, you get a result.
Mm-hmm. So what Sean's saying is if you're buying DDP, you do not have the visibility, you do not have any control over that freight. You don't know where your freight's at.
Yes.
You are not in control of any of the charges. It will just show up. Experts in FOB, very transparent. You will have all visibility as to where your freight's at. You will have control as to where it comes from and where it goes and your preferences. And you'll see the charges for that as well.
Yes. Thank you.